In this video, I'll closely look types of solution. Subscribe to the channel, watch the video until the end. First, let us define what is solution. A solution is homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. Any solution has two parts, or a solution has two parts, namely solute and solvent. Look this one. When a solute dissolves in a solvent, it forms a solution. In all area of solution, the solute evenly distributed throughout the solvent, or the parts mixed uniformly, means that there is uniform composition throughout the solution. Now, let us zoom in solution. When we zoom in solution, the particle is visible for our naked eye. The red particle here is solute, the blue particle is solvent, and the red particle is of a solute distributed throughout the blue particle of the solvent. And there is attraction between the red particles and the blue particles of the solvent. The solute particles completely dissolved in a solvent. Now, example. Acetic acid in water is example of solution. Solution is homogeneous mixture. And sand in water is suspension, which is heterogeneous mixture. Now let us compare solution with suspension. Solution has no boundary, but suspension has boundary. Solution is single phase. Suspension has two phase. The solute and solvent mixed evenly in solution, but not in heterogeneous mixture. The particle of solution don't settle down upon standing, but the particle of homogeneous mixture is settle down upon standing. The particle of solution don't separated by filtration because they can pass through filtration since the particle is very small. But the particle of suspension can be separated by filtration. Now, in a solution, the largest component is solvent, the smallest component is solute. What is solute? Solute, substance that is dissolving. What is solvent? Substance solute dissolve in. Therefore, solute dissolves in a solvent to form a solution. A solution may have more than one solute, but it always has only one solvent in a solution. Now, types of solution. The first types of solution is gaseous solution, which also known as gas-gas solution. In gas-gas solution, both solute and solvents are gases. Let us take example. Air. The composition of air, nitrogen is 70%, oxygen is 21%, and carbon dioxide and other water vapor is 1%. As I told you, atmosphere is a solution in which the solvent is nitrogen, which percent is 78%. The solid air is oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapor. And in atmosphere, Both solute and solvent are gases. Let us add additional example. Helium oxygen breathing gas. The solid here is helium. The solvent is oxygen. Now the third example, natural gas. In natural gas, the solvent is methane, which is 90%. The solutes are ethane, propane, butane. Now the second type of solution is liquid solution. In liquid solution, the solvent must be liquid, but the solid can be solid, liquid, gas. For example, sugar in water is a liquid solution. Sugar is solid, water is liquid. Acetic acid in water is a solution. Acetic acid is liquid, water is liquid. Carbonated beverage is liquid solution. In carbonated beverage, the solute is gas, the solvent is liquid. Now the third type of solution is solid solution. In solid solution, the solvent is always solid, but the solvent can be gas, liquid, or air. For example, when we melt both carbon and aluminum around 1000 temperature, they melt and they mix together to form a solution. This solution we call it aluminum bronze. Now types of solution summary: solvent, solute, and example. When the solvent is gas and the solute is gas, example atmosphere. The second, when a solvent is gas, a solute is liquid, example fog mist, but it's not a true solution. It is example of colloidal solution. 3. The solvent is gas, the solute is solid, example smoke. Again, it's not true solution. It's example of colloid solution. 4. When a solvent is liquid, when a solute is gas, example carbonated beverage. For example, carbon dioxide in water. In general, carbonated beverage, soft drink. 5. Liquid. Example, alcohol in water, alcoholic beverage. 6. When a solvent is liquid, when a solute is solid, example, salt in water, seawater. 7. When a solvent is solid, when a solute is gas, example, hydrogen in palladium, which is not a true solution, which is colloid solution. 8. When a solvent is solid, when a solute is liquid, example, amalgam. Amalgam is the mixture of metal and mercury. The last one, when a solvent is solid and a solid is solid, example, alloy. Thank you very much.